You need surgery. Real surgery, the kind with anesthesia and consequences. Your doctor, who went to medical school for over a decade, recommends a specific approach. You nod, say thank you, and then, alone at home at midnight, you open your phone and spend 45 minutes reading reviews from strangers named things like Health Warrior 88 and Mom of 3 Trusts No One. One of them says surgery gave their cousin a rash. You are now inexplicably more suspicious of your actual doctor than you are of Mom OF3. This is not a personal failing. This is a very specific glitch in how your brain decides who to trust, and it's been running the exact same way for longer than doctors have existed. Let's start with the mechanism, because it has a name: social proof. Psychologist Robert Cialdini, who spent decades studying influence and persuasion, identified social proof as one of the most powerful drivers of human decision-making. The basic idea is simple and, historically, extremely useful. When you're uncertain about the right choice, you look at what other people are doing, and you assume the crowd probably knows something you don't. If everyone in the village is suddenly running in one direction, you don't stop to interview them individually about their reasoning. You run too. Asking questions later, if there's a later, was always the backup plan. Here's the thing about that instinct. It evolved in small groups, where everyone meant maybe 40 people you'd known your entire life, whose judgment you had years of evidence to actually evaluate. Your brain built an entire trust system around the assumption that if a bunch of people agree on something, that agreement is meaningful. It had no way of anticipating a world where a bunch of people could mean 4,000 anonymous strangers, half of whom might not even be real, agreeing about a blender. Which brings us to the reviews themselves. A 5-star rating from 2,000 strangers feels like overwhelming social proof, the exact kind your brain evolved to trust completely. Your doctor, meanwhile, is one single, verified, extensively trained human being giving you one single, professionally informed opinion. Numerically, your brain does the math it's always done. 2,000 data points beats 1, no contest, case closed, ignore the guy with the medical degree. It doesn't matter that the 2,000 reviewers have 0 medical training, and several of them are reviewing the wrong product entirely. Volume feels like validation, and your ancient trust algorithm was never built to fact-check volume, only to count it. There's also a compounding problem. Negative reviews get disproportionate weight, similar to the negativity bias your brain applies almost everywhere else. One furious 1-star review describing a catastrophic experience sticks in memory far harder than 50 quietly satisfied 5-star ones. Researchers studying online consumer behavior have consistently found that negative reviews are weighted more heavily in purchase decisions than positive ones of equal frequency, which is exactly why a single dramatic complaint about a rash can outmuscle your actual doctor's decade of training in the privacy of your own anxious brain at midnight.
Speaking of trusting a wall of strangers' opinions, this video is brought to you by Temu, where millions of shoppers are already finding absurd discounts on literally everything. Phone accessories, kitchen gadgets, that weird tool you didn't know you needed until you saw it for $3. Some listings are slashed over 90%, with new flash sales dropping constantly. Download the Temu app, use the code in the description, and see for yourself.
So why doesn't this happen with your doctor? Because a doctor's recommendation doesn't come preloaded with a visible crowd. There's no scrolling number under their advice that says 14,203 patients agreed with this diagnosis. Their expertise is real, but it's invisible in the specific format your brain is wired to find persuasive. Meanwhile, the review section is basically a live scoreboard of social proof, updating in real time, practically begging your ancient herd instinct to weigh in. This isn't unique to health decisions either. Studies on consumer behavior have shown that people will frequently choose a busier, more crowded restaurant over an empty one serving identical food purely because the crowd itself functions as a signal of quality, even when the actual food quality is unknown or unverified. An empty restaurant could have the best chef in the city, Doesn't matter. No crowd, no trust, no line out the door, no dice. Your stomach isn't making that decision. Your Paleolithic herd-tracking instinct is, and it's judging a 5-star menu the same way it once judged which direction the tribe was running. None of this means expert advice is always right, or that online reviews are always wrong. Plenty of 5-star ratings are earned, and plenty of doctors get things wrong too. The point isn't which source is more accurate. The point is that your brain isn't actually weighing accuracy at all. It's weighing head count, running the exact same social proof calculation your ancestors used to decide which berries were safe to eat, except now it's applying that calculation to orthopedic surgery and to blenders with equal undiscerning enthusiasm. So next time you catch yourself trusting Health Warrior 88 over a decade of medical training, you're not being irrational by accident. You're running a genuinely ancient piece of software that once kept your ancestors alive by making them follow the crowd first and ask questions, never, now pointed at a comment section instead of a fleeing herd, still doing exactly the job it was built to do, just for astonishingly lower stakes. You still need that surgery, by the way. Health Warrior 88's cousin's rash, statistically speaking, is not your problem.